And we have Yeenoghu, a huge fiend. So jumping right into this, we have a 20 AC for Yeenoghu, natural armor. It is a huge fiend. Let's see, how many hit dice? 23 D12 with 23 Constitution. Don't care about Wisdom and Charisma. And this should be a CR 24. I'm sure it's going to be worse. All right, what do we got here in the skills area? We have 3 saving throws of Dex, Con, and Wisdom, so that's going to give Yeenoghu +2 AC. We also have skills, which you don't care about. 3 damage resistances, but because it's over CR 16, those do absolutely nothing. The damage immunities will help, though, giving Yeenoghu +25% hit points. And then we can skip down into the monster traits as well. And we have innate spellcasting of Detect Magic, Dispel Magic, Fear, Invisibility, and Teleport. I'm gonna hazard a guess that all these, even though they are helpful, are probably not going to really help whatsoever. Legendary Resistance of 3 uses, which is very typical, and followed up by the pairing of Magic Resistances always. So, you got anything over CR 20, it's gonna have Legendary Resistances and Magic Resistance, guaranteed. Then we also have magic weapons, which doesn't matter. After that, we also have Rampage. When Yeenoghu reduces a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack on his turn, Yeenoghu can take a bonus action to move up to half his speed and make a bite attack. Now, this is going to be funny because Rampage is not that great. Oh yes, they are, no, obviously. And Rampage is only going to give Yeenoghu +2 DPR. Alright, now we can move into legendary actions now that the monster traits are done. And we have a multi-attack plus 16 to hit. So I'm going to throw that +16 in here to the attack bonus section, and then move on over to the combat workspace to see what we have for the multi-attacks. Yeenoghu makes 3 flail attacks. If an attack hits, he can cause it to create an additional effect of his choice or at random. And we have 3 options. The attack deals an extra 13 bludgeoning damage. The target must succeed on a 17 con save or be paralyzed, or the target must succeed on a wisdom save or be affected by the confusion spell until the start of Yeenoghu's next turn. Since Yeenoghu can choose what to do with a flail hit, we're going to suggest that this is definitely the one to use, option number 1 all the time, and start working out damage just from the 13 extra damage on the first attack here, because that will be something handy to look at. So the flail will be dealing 15.5 bludgeoning damage, and we also have a bite. And the bite can deal 14.5 piercing damage. We also have the multi-attack rider of 13 damage, so we'll just put that in there. And we'll suggest that every flail attack, Yeenoghu is also going to use the 13 damage from that as well. So our multi-attack with 3 flails and 3 bludgeoning damages from the force of how strong Yeenoghu is, we're looking at an average of 85.5 damage on the multi-attacks. Now we can look at the legendary actions here, and we'll see that Yeenoghu can charge. Yeenoghu moves up to its speed. Charge is very similar to Orc's Aggressive, which allows as a bonus action the creature can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature can see. So in theory, this would add +2 damage per round. Not great, so I'm not going to bother really adding that into the workspace section here. So in essence, the first legendary action will be dealing nothing. We have the second legendary action of Swat Away. Yeenoghu makes a flail attack. If the attack hits, the target must succeed on a DC 24 saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from Yeenoghu. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target falls prone. Now, because this isn't part of the multi-attack, we can't add in the damage from that section. So we can't add in the 1, 2, and 3 possibilities. So we'll just say 3 flail attacks since they're all 1 point costs, and we get a total of 46 points of damage for the flail legendary action. And then the last action it has is Savage. Costs 2 actions. Yeenoghu makes a bite attack against each creature within 10 feet. So we're going to get 2 bite attacks and a possible flail attack, because the Savage takes 2 actions to use, and we also get a 3rd legendary action to use, which we would then use possibly for Swat Away. So we're looking at 44.5 points of damage. Alright, Well, we also have to take a look back here at Yeenoghu's Lair actions and see what we have for those, because we can possibly get some more damage out of them this way as well. So the first one is Yeenoghu causes an iron spike 5 feet tall and 1 inch in diameter to burst from the ground at a point he can see within 100 feet. Any creature in the space where the spike emerges must make a dex save or take 27 points of damage. Alright, so that is going to only be one target that gets impaled, and will deal 27 points of damage. After that, we also have each gnoll or hyena that Yeenoghu can see can use its reaction to move up to its speed. So there's going to be no damage bonuses here. That's just going to make the other gnolls and hyenas dangerous. So Lair action number 2 does no damage, but makes the others a lot more dangerous. And finally, the other Lair action is until the next initiative count, all gnolls and hyenas within the lair are enraged, causing them to have advantage on melee attacks, weapon attack rolls, and causing attack rolls to have advantage against them. Alright, so it's just like Barbarian's reckless attacks, and even the monster trait that is of the same fashion, so there's going to be no bonus or effects there. So we only have one Lair action that is possibly dealing damage, and that can be used on turns 1 and 3. Alright, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and calculate our rounds of damage here. Right off the bat, first round would be the multi-attack, which is the flails and the extra flail damage, plus the 3 extra flails from the legendary actions of swat away, and then the Lair action to impale a player or target in there. So we're looking at 159 points of damage already. Round 2 will be a rinse and repeat minus the Lair action, because we would have to switch it to something else. So we'll do 85 plus 46, giving us 132, and we're creeping up closer to its CR 24. We're already at 22 right now. And then lastly, round 3 will just be a repeat of round 1. And this gives us an average of 150 damage. And surprisingly enough, Yeenoghu is even rated at CR 24.